Welcome back, everybody. So the day has arrived. Gypsum is being delivered today. Ben's currently out there at the pit now picking it up, so I'll go around with him when he gets back and we'll show him where to go, and then we'll start gypsum. So you can see that's the pile from yesterday. I've got to tip the truck off, got to move Louis. There is a pile just here that I might get later on today while Henry's out spreading, but we've got to retain the telehandler back because we need to put the bucket onto it, and then that way we can get spreading. So that'll be as soon as Ben gets back. Now I'm not sure how long that will be, so we'll just put the bucket on that and then maybe get them down ready to go, and then we'll come out and we can start moving this gear so it's a bit easier for me later on. So we've got the spreader and the telehandler down here, so we're all ready to roll. As soon as Ben gets back, I think it'll probably be about 9:30. It's a bit of a drive to get out there and back. Anyway, we'll go and get the Louis, move that, and then probably do the truck as well, and then we'll be all ready for when Ben's here. So Henry is just taking the truck and tipping all the rocks off of that, and then he's going to bring the truck back here so that I don't end up with the ute stuck out there later on today, so I'll be able to just take the truck from here. But what I do need to grab is our drop trays for the spreader, just to check that we're spreading evenly. So we get to go through this fun again. So we actually don't need that one, we just need the drop tray. This one here is, yuck. That one there is like grids, so you put them into the containers when you've got things like your rear, because your rear will bounce in the guts. Your rear will bounce out, whereas gypsum is essentially just a dust, a dirt, a granule. It won't bounce out, so we just need the one tray. Well, we need all the trays, and I'm pretty sure the measuring containers are in there. So we've got, broken record here, I've been texting him, he's not far off. So yeah, once he's dropped a load and I've shown him around, we'll then get the spreader all set up, and Henry will get on his merry way spreading the gypsum out. Alright, so in the time that I've shown Ben, Henry's already filled that up. So I'll just show you on the ground all the things that bounce off. So these are gypsum rocks. Now these ones will actually break up. The gypsum this year is, it's actually coming out fairly good. Sometimes it can be a bit rough. You can see like these big rocks in here, these will break up. But if they don't, you don't want that to go into your spreader. So just bounces off, rolls off, and then we can try and crush it with the telehandler later, or deal with it later. So Henry's just filling up our calibration container. So we fill that up, and then we weigh it, and that's how we get our cal factor, so that it knows how much is in the back and it can keep auto calibrating. Now last sip, what were we? 1.15. They're heavy this year. It's always a learning. We've always got to remember how to do it. It's either we type that into the computer as 1.13 or no, it's 1.31 or it's 1. Okay, we'll figure it out. I reread my notes again. I said 1.15, but that was our flow factor. The actual scale weight last year was 1.29, and the year before that was 1.31 or 2. And this year we are 1.31. So we'll type that into the computer, and yeah, it helps having your notes because you can reference it back and know that you're not going to well, try and remember it a lot easier than doing it fresh every year. Right, now the fun part, I need to set up the trays. The trays, that's the easy part. The fun part is trying to get it all to make sure that it is spreading evenly. Sometimes we can have an absolute headache trying to get it to do what we want. Normally I end up calling Jono, who's the Bredel. He's the Bredel man, the man you want to talk to if you've got any questions about a Bredel. So Henry's going to be spreading. He's spreading at 12.2 meters, so I probably don't need to use all these containers. But what I do is I just put them out evenly across the board. And what he will do is he will drive over. He will then come back on this right-hand track. Well, let's just call it the eastern track, and he will spread on that one. He'll then come round and then go onto the western side and then spread that track over there. And then that's how we get our precise measurement of gypsum and making sure we're getting an even spread. So essentially I've got one on the wings, one in the center obviously, and one just on the outside of the wings. And yeah, you'll see he's not going to come straight up here. He's going to do 2 headlands along the top there just to warm up the oil in the tractor, make sure that all the spinners are and everything's all going at its correct speed. So he's going to make the alterations there before coming over and doing it here. So here we go, the first draw of the trays is going to come on the right side or the west side, and then come over the other 2 after that. You may be wondering why we need to do test both sides. So yeah, both sides of the main tram. The reason is you do spread that little bit further, and this is an example of it. You can see right here, there's already gypsum in this. So in order to get a equal representative of the whole width, you just need to make sure that you're spreading over. You just need to make sure you get it right. So if we have a look in here, we got that one. That one I'm going to say is a lot less than that one over there. The middle is a lot less. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what we've got our gauges to check and have a look and make sure it's all correct. But yeah, things we can change are the belt speeds, the spinner speeds. We can try and change the drop point, but that doesn't really work with gypsum. It doesn't hit those plates anyway, the ones that I changed the other video. But yeah, we'll see how it looks. So just walking along, The middle definitely isn't getting enough, but the outsides are. So we'll see what that looks like, and then yeah, we'll either spin our belts up or reduce the spinner speed or something like that. We'll make it work. Yeah, a little bit. Right, so I'll get that in the sun so you can see. Our wings are a lot higher than the center, so we obviously need to fix that. So we'll just yeah, we'll see what we adjust. Drop this down. Might start with something like the spinner speed, maybe reduce or speed that up. Just check to make sure it's coming out evenly, and yeah, maybe we'll just pump some oil into our belts first and we'll see what that does. So we've done a few goes, and we're still just having that issue with getting a consistent spread into the middle, a nice even one. We had a quick phone call to Jono. What he recommends is we're going to bring down this chute here. So this here is on a slide, and you bring this down, and we'll see what it does. If we bring it all the way down, the theory is that you want to have the stuff drop on the outside of the disc to get to the middle. So we'll see. We're going to do it. It's on 4 at the moment. We're going to put it all the way down to 9. Do a massive difference. See, you know, we should see a big difference on in the trays, and then we can adjust it from there. So the next thing is hopefully the gypsum actually hits it, because I don't know if it ever has. It does when you got high rates, but when you're at 1 ton, it doesn't do a lot. Right, so we didn't have any luck with that. The problem is that the product doesn't come anywhere near touching the spinner. Sorry, not the spinner, that plate. So what we've done is just switch them around to the other sides. Even though we had them on the correct sides, that they're the sides they're meant to be on, we've just yeah, switched them around and yeah, see if that makes a difference. So when you drive alongside and from behind, it doesn't look like that made any sort of difference. We'll measure it and see. There definitely looks to be a lot more in the middle. I'll get out of this. There you go. It definitely looks to be a fair bit more in the middle than, well, not so much in that one. But yeah, I didn't think this was going to work when I was driving behind it, but yeah. Give me 2 secs and I'll tell you. Alright, so that actually did work quite well. As you can see, we've got more on the outside still, and the middle is sort of even. And before anyone says we had these on backwards to begin with, we didn't. These are now on backwards, but because we're doing low rates, it tends to not touch the belt at all. So we've adjusted that. That's as far down as it goes. Henry's just going to do another run with the belts, the spinners sped up just a little bit, and we'll see if we can just get that little bit more to the center there, and after that I think we'll be sending him on his merry way to get spreading. Speeding the spinners up didn't really do much, didn't adjust it much, so I've just brought it back down to how it was, and we're going to spread with where it's at. Not the most ideal spread pattern, I'm well aware of that, but the best pattern we can get out of today, and yeah, we'll just go with how it is. We've tried everything to try and adjust it. Ideally what we need to do is get the gypsum further out, but because the newer models you can, so the newer models, the wings, they're on a different hydraulic bank, and you can speed those wings up, and then yeah, you got no issue. But because this is an original model where they put that aftermarket, put the wings on, yeah, you end up with these sort of issues. So I'm not bashing the spreader, it's a good spreader, but I definitely, if I was going to do it again, I'd get a new one that had the system already done by Battle, not by whoever engineers did it over here. So right, I will go and probably start shifting some rocks, and yeah, Henry's going to keep spinning. My mission is to remove this rock pile just here. It's a fairly small looking rock pile. Again, I'm not too sure why Dad and I didn't get this one at the time. Probably because we had removed thousands and it was like, it's fine. It's, you know, we teardrop the, you know, with the air seeder, so it, you know, you weren't losing much area. I don't know. So I got this one. And then there's two more. There's one over here, and then there is one over here somewhere. And what they are rock piles that we pushed on an angle, basically like a dam. It's where the water flows, and we'd had a few massive years of rain, some floods, and was washing it out. So we did that to try and slow down water flow. Now that has not been an issue in the last 5, 6, 7 years, so I'm going to remove them. One of them is on Henry's tram as well, so he said he'd be very happy to see one of them get removed. So yeah, we'll get that out as well. So I'm back from lunch. I finished that rock pile off, got that all nice and cleaned out. Now that is about half full. It wasn't worth me tipping off, so I'm just going to be transporting up and walking back to the the long pile I was talking about to get to. So what am I going to do first though? I need to sort out art, because art is getting picked up on Monday. Now I don't know if I'm going to be here or not. My original plan was obviously to be driving a truck back from over east, but I'm very much up in well, what's the term? I don't know. I'm at a loss with that. I don't know what's going to happen. The dealer called me this morning, actually FaceTimed me this morning, walked around the truck, and you know, the truck's all good. It just has a fuel leak, so he was trying to fix that today. But the poor bloke's got COVID at the moment, so it's it's a bit of a interesting circumstances with that truck. So anyway, I'm waiting to hear back. I still have all the flights booked, so I obviously need to move it from Sydney to Melbourne, because it's now in Melbourne, this truck. But yeah, that's still up in the air. I don't know what we're going to do. I really hope we can go and get it, but yeah, we'll just find out. So anyway, the art has been picked up on Monday. Will I be here or not? I'm not sure, but I'm going to get art out anyway. And I need to put the screens in, so the X35 screen and the two controllers for the air cart, because they're going to put all that stuff in the new quad road track, so it's all in there ready to roll for seating time. So yeah, going to get everything in there, and if there's anything in there that needs to come out, I'll be getting that out. I don't think there is much, but yeah, just get all that stuff out. So the last drive in art, it'll be missed. It's done us very well in its time that it's been here. What are we up to now? It was 5,903.4 hours. So nearly got to the 6,000. But yeah, no, started us very well, and the next owner I'm sure will enjoy art. But time for us to move on to something different. So we've got the road track obviously coming, so we'll see how that goes. Now, one thing I am a bit concerned about, and we obviously didn't think about it, but this has got nearly a full tank of fuel. Now, you never want to send a full tank of fuel with a tractor into town to a dealer unless they're going to match it with a new tractor. So I'm waiting to hear back on that, because I could be siphoning it out. Yeah, you don't want to send, you know, there'd be probably 1,000 litres in there, and get a tractor that's got, you know, just enough to get off the truck. So we shall find out. And there she will stay. I just got a text back from my salesman. I'm about to go and figure out what pump I can use to try and siphon this diesel out. Yeah, they're not going to match it, so he said best to transfer it out. So now I got to find a pump. I know I've got one because I've done this before. Just don't know where that pump has gone, but yeah, we'll transfer this out and make it so that I'm not giving them money. Okay, we'll see how we go here. This pump here, it's not the pump I was looking for. This pump is the old petrol pump. So you might have seen how near all the bins with that big what we use now for oil, that was our old petrol Bowser. So I mean, the pump works, it does take a bit to get going. The other one, I'm not too sure where that's gone, but that was a much easier pump to use. Still around and round, but not as cumbersome as this, because this has got the elbow and everything. Anyway, we'll see how we go. Yeah, I've got to do about 900 litres at least out of this thing, so it should be a bit of fun. There we go. That's definitely a job I didn't want to do, but I had to do it. So it's all done, it's all transferred. I did about 1,000 litres. There's still, well, 900 to 1,000, something like that. There's still a quarter left in there, so that's heaps for them. Obviously took it around to the washdown bay and washed it, because you guys saw all the fuel that just dripped everywhere. So yeah, I'm about to go home and just shift some flights around. The truck is good to go, but it's not good to go. What's happened is it's got a lift pump issue, so it's obviously not getting fuel. He's going to take it off another one and put it on, make sure it all works. He obviously wants to make sure the truck's in perfect working condition before it comes over. This is another reason why I pulled out of that private deal. It's much better going with a dealer, because he is making sure that everything is tip-top and working, compared to, you know, the other guy didn't really know what he was doing, and, you know, I could have got halfway across, so I could have got the whole way and had nothing, but, you know, I could go halfway or only a quarter and have it all go wrong on me. So we're still getting a truck, but just when, I don't know. Hopefully, I don't know. No, I don't know. So I'm going to go do some shifting of flights so I don't lose all my money, and then yeah, I guess you guys will find out come the next video what we're doing. Most likely gypsum, but I'll keep you updated. So thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.